All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Every time I watch this video, I always have goosebumps. Okay, let's go for the quick presentation. So, how to score an interview with Ubisoft Singapore. So my name is Fred. I'm the talent acquisition manager of the Ubisoft studio. And today I'm gonna discuss with you about the preparation, the networking, and how to invest in yourself to make sure you're gonna land the right job in the right company. So the first part is very, very important. I keep repeating that to everybody I'm discussing with and every applicant for a new job. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. It's so important. You need to make sure to anticipate everything that can happen. Of course, you won't be able to anticipate everything, but if you have the right amount of preparation, this is the best key for success. So be prepared. To my understanding, I think the three platforms or the three tools that have the highest impact, I would put the first one, LinkedIn, because LinkedIn today is really the window of who you are, what you've done in the past, what you are currently doing, and what you would like to do in the future. If you update your profile, if you put a very strong picture about yourself, smiley, showing your positive attitude, connecting to some groups, having some connections, and engage yourself with some discussions on topics and events, that's really the best way you could get the attention of recruiters. Myself, I spend probably half of my time every day on LinkedIn just to reply people who connect with me, and at the same time to search other people who could be a good fit for the jobs I'm looking for. Regarding the CV, I think it's important to have not only one CV, but maybe to adapt your resume to different kind of situation, different jobs, maybe different companies as well. There's no shame in that. It's not because you have different CV that you are not true with yourself. It's not right. It's not true. I believe that it's the best way for you to get all the chances for you to score a job if you really understand what the job is about, what's the requirements of the job, and you try to present yourself in the best way possible into this one-piece document. So of course, I will always recommend on the first page, on top, on big, on bold, to really put your aspirations and what you're looking for. That will be the first thing that a recruiter is looking at. I don't want to wait for the third, fourth page at the bottom in a very low character to really understand who you are with your hobby and to know exactly what you're looking for. So it has to be on top of your first page in quite big. What do you want to do? And then the third part is a name card. I know it's a bit of old school, but I really feel like when you meet people physically, not during COVID, obviously, but this name card can have an impact as well on some people. You show your preparation, you show your dedication, you show that you are really motivated to find a job, and this is by combining these three different elements, you show and you really stand out from the other people who are looking for the same job as you. Do your research. For the interview, you will, in most of the company, they will always tell you the name of the people you're going to meet. So again, LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn, check them out, look where they're coming from, what was the company they used to work before, what's their background, and all of that will give you so much element for you to have a very good icebreaker. If you have a good icebreaker during the first minute of your discussion, it will put yourself into a very easy situation, meaning that you won't have so much stress. You will already have shared a couple of laughs, and you will show that you prepared and you're really there for the interview. So even the interviewer will be very pleased to see that you look at who they are. You also understand the job you're looking for, and also you look at Ubisoft, the work-life balance. You check the culture. You prepare some questions. All of that is so critical. The presentation. So the presentation, it's not required, but you always have a very good impact as well. I can take the example of myself. When I landed the job at Ubisoft, nobody asked me to do a presentation, but I felt like I needed to do something to show them that I have something I want to put in place for the next 2-3 years in my position. So I was hired as a talent acquisition manager. I wanted to show them that I have some idea, I have a strategy. I thought about something that I could put in place with the support of the company if I'm hired. And this is the results that I can provide and I can show. So this back at the time, the managing director of the studio was quite impressed because I was the only one among all the final candidates who did a presentation. So then I'm not sure if my presentation was the one that made the difference and I got the job among the other candidates. But I like to believe it did. And then the job. So the job description, sometimes even if you are a game designer, you study design, you want to have another a design type of job. On the game design, there are so many subcategories. You can be a game design that is more towards the AI, maybe more towards the systems, or maybe more towards the combat. You also have different type of design within a game. So if you are applying for one job, don't hesitate to do a lot of research about some of the technical terms that they are on the job description. Prepare yourself on some of the questions you would be asked. Have also in mind some of the answers that you could share, and also be honest with yourself. If they are something that you never done before, just let it go. Tell them that this is something that you are not afraid of, and you can do it. This will also give you in a very strong position for the job. Part 2, the networking. Networking, of course, within COVID right now, it's a bit particular, but I will still go through a certain key elements that will be probably useful for you once we'll be out of this situation. Elevator speech. This one, I think, COVID or not COVID, it's always very important for any situation. Even right now, when you are interviewing for a job via video conferences, you can always prepare a very quick summary about yourself. Try to put some taglines, some strong statement about yourself. Show something that you did in your life that had an impact on who you are and what you can bring in the future. Another aspect that I just mentioned earlier is the icebreaker. When you start a conversation, if you prepared, if you know a little bit about the people you have in front of you, you can immediately find 1 or 2 connections, relate to 1 or 2 topics, and start talking about it casually before talking about the job itself and your application for the job. And when to use it, I would say it's a bit everywhere. It's a bit anytime. For when you start a new job, when you meet people, networking events, doing interviews, conference, public speeches, anything. Actually, I really believe that an elevator speech will be very helpful for everything you're gonna do in the life. I have some of examples to give you some concrete example. So there's one. Let's say you are in an interview for an executive assistant job. So you can say something like, "Hello, my name is Mark. Thanks so much for sitting down with me today. after graduation with my bachelor degree in business administration, I spent the last 3 years building professional experience as an executive assistant. I've successfully managed end-to-end event coordination and have generated a strong professional network with my colleagues. I was excited to learn about this opportunity in the sportsman management space. I've always been passionate about the way sports bring cultures together, and would love the opportunity to bring my project management and leadership abilities to this position. If you start a discussion when you are an interview this way, you already put a lot of chances in your side, because it's very clear. You did a presentation, you give yourself your background with the 3 years of professional experience as an EA, and then you mention what you did and the results that you had. So all of that makes that it has a very strong impact as an entrance, as an introductory to start a discussion about your job. Second example is when you're seeking a mentor. A lot of people need help, need support, needs guidelines. And the best way to do right now is to choose a mentor and to ask for someone to help you. So you can say something like, hello, I'm Molly, so nice to meet you. I'm a graphic designer at ABC company, where I'm passionate about creating beautiful, intuitive designs for a variety of marketing collaterals for our top tier clients. Before that, I got my master in graphic design. I'm looking for experiences to learn more about career path and ways to grow into assuming an art director role in the next few years. Your work with XYZ brand has inspired the ways I think about design. I would love to talk more about a potential mentorship with you if that's something you have time for and would be interested in. And here again, it's so short but so impactful, because you say what you did before. You also mention your background and what you learned, and you're also mentioning about your future. You know, your career path and the ways to grow into an art director in a couple of years. So this is very, very impactful, and usually when you start like that, I don't see a reason why a mentor will say no. The last example of an elevator speech will be as adding a new contact. If you go somewhere else, if you find someone very interesting and you want to keep in touch with this person, you can say something like that. Hello, my name is Anwar. It's such a pleasure to meet you. I have a background in BA with just 10 years of experience creating data-driven solutions for various business problems. Specifically, I love and have had great success in the strategic evaluation of data analysis with our executive staff. It sounds like you do a similar work. I would love to keep in touch to learn more about what you and your company do. So again, it's very short and keep it precise, and usually works pretty well. The last part is how you can invest in yourself. A lot of people will say probably that a few things that I mentioned are not for them, but actually you can try a bit everything, and you can see what's working for you. A couple of ideas that can help everyone and anyone. It's not going to work for everybody, but you can choose some of this list. Additional training. I think everybody knows that training yourself, getting certificate, diploma, and learning new stuff is always very positive for your career, and always positively seen by recruiters and talent acquisition professionals like myself as well. So today, if you are working in a company, most of the company today, almost all companies, I like to believe, they offer learning and development courses and trainings that you can apply. You can just go and talk to your manager. You ask what type of trainings that they have available for you, and you can just try it out. Some of them will be taken in consideration by the budget of the company. Some others, there will be other help, maybe some government fundings that will be also very helpful for you. You can also add certifications and maybe more degrees. Obviously, there are a lot of professionals today who are making a pause into their professional life to actually study at the same time. They can do a part-time degree or they can just stop working, go back to school for 1 year and 2, and then going back to their professional life. I see that almost all the time in many resume that I see, and people that I'm talking to these days. So don't be afraid to make a pause on your professional life. Go back to school, reinforce your learning, maybe get a new degree, and go back after that in the professional life. It's very positive. It shows that you are strongly motivated and you know what you want to do. So it will be looked positively by the recruiters. Career planning. There's a lot of people who today are doing their own career planning, meaning that they take some time, they really think about what they want to do, and they try to put a breakdown into their career evolution, career involvement, and they set like goals, 2 years, 3 years goals, and they need to reach all of them step by step. Which is linked to the higher life career planner. If you don't know how to do it by yourself, there are a lot of professionals who can actually give you a lot of advices, and you can find your own coach to plan for your career growth. You can build your own brand. Earlier we talked about LinkedIn. It's true, LinkedIn is a branding platform. You sell yourself. You can also attach your website and all the work that you've done. You can also make a lot of link via LinkedIn, where people can consult your profile and can see the type of people you are. If you are an artist, a designer, a software developer. And the last part is finding a mentor. Finding a mentor, we found it earlier with the elevator speech. I think it's a great solution today to give yourself more confidence, to get inspired by someone who has more experience than you, and you will probably see life in a different way. Lastly, try to build your personal relationship. I'm sure via the SGGA, we can meet fantastic people. So don't hesitate, stay in touch with people. Don't hesitate to reach out to people, ask questions, and stay open for any constructive feedback. Strong relationship have such a strong effect in your life, especially in Singapore, in such a small ecosystem, but where people come from everywhere in the world. So that's really something that is important. Don't neglect the building the personal and professional relationship. And that's about it for me. Thank you, everyone. I hope you appreciated this short and sweet presentation from Ubisoft Singapore.
Thank you so much, Fred. That was a really good presentation, especially with a lot of tips and tricks for someone who's still trying to figure out how to in some way market themselves for an interview to get a job. So yeah, it's definitely really useful.
It's not easy,
It's not easy, it's really hard. Yeah. Okay. So let me just jump in quick to check on some of the questions. We'll answer real quick because we'll overrun a bit.
Sure.
Okay, so will working in Ubisoft Singapore be a viable pathway for my career if I want to work in the Ubisoft companies in the other countries in future?
Absolutely. Within Ubisoft Group, we have, I think, more than 35 Ubisoft studio development in the world, and it's very frequent that I'm dealing with some other people from Ubisoft in Canada, in Barcelona, in London, in Paris, who wants to join Ubisoft Singapore, and vice versa. We also have people from Ubisoft Singapore who are applying for other opportunity abroad in other Ubisoft studio. And as far as I'm concerned, I would love also to explore some opportunity in Canada, maybe in the future.
All right, awesome. We'll do one more question before we move on. How important is academic qualification versus portfolio when applying to maybe Ubisoft?
So that's a great question. We are a bunch of passionate artists, designer, animators at Ubisoft Singapore. I believe that your passion and your talent must speak higher and stronger than your professional academy and qualification. Obviously, if you start your education by an institution like GGPen, where they teach you all the background and all the basis level you need to learn to work in a gaming environment, of course it's the best way to go. But if you have your background and your education in a different school, different degree, but you still do learning and development courses, and you invest in yourself, like I presented in this presentation, to really get yourself the best chances to land a job. If your portfolio is really awesome and you are a really talented artist, I would be always the first one to be super happy to discuss with you. So it doesn't mean that you don't have any degree or diploma in the related to games, as long as you have a very good eye for art, and you are a really talented artist, and I can see that via your portfolio that you share with your application. I will always invite this person for a chit chat with me.
All right. Yes, I think those are really, really good advice. So, unfortunately, we overran. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop it in our Discord channel. I'll be able to get those questions to Fred, and he can answer from there. So, yeah.
Thank you so much,
so much,
Sherry.
Fred. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
everybody. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.